Hi everybody, welcome back to another Sean's Worlds video. Yes, I've listened to all the comments and yes, it is very dark in here and very difficult to light. So with thanks from all the patrons and the Buy Me a Coffee contributions, I've been out and bought lots of lights. So hopefully in this video I can shine a bit more light on the matter, literally. No, I'm not going to get a job down the airport. So I'm going to get set up, working on the fireplace, hope to get lots of things done on that today so I can move on to the next project. Okay, let's get set up, get started. So my first job is to continue digging out the trench around the half stones. Now that allows me to sight the new timbers around, get the exact level that I need, and we can move on to the next stage then. We've got to fix them down into the ground, do some cementing, get these posts under. Yeah, it's taking shape. I think I better put a spade on that wish list. Mind you, I've had it quite a few years. Done its tour of duty. Yeah, it's been left outside too long and it's rotted. Never mind. Well, I've done the worst of it anyway. Just got this last return bit round here to do. Yeah, slow going, but it's worth it. So I'm on my hands and knees once again. Not too bad. So once you're down, it's getting back up. It's much higher towards the back, so I haven't got to dig out so much around this area. So that's why I bought really deep timbers, because it allows me to adjust the floor levels. Yeah, it's not complicated, but how this is designed or built, I don't think much design went into it. They just knew what they was doing. They built it on a solid clay pad, if you like. Now the foundations ain't that deep at the back, a little bit deeper at the front, but underneath the clay is like bedrock, so the clay wasn't going anywhere and it's compacted. Yeah, that's the idea of the timbers, the deep timbers around here, because I can adjust the floor levels. Might have to be split level in here, which doesn't bother me. You know, I can make a feature of that. What a beautiful day. Now while the sun's out, I'm going to grab myself 10 minutes, have a blow, just to take it all in. It's very important to pace yourself when you've got these big projects that are going to take, you know, months and months on end. So yeah, it's not a race. I know we're all against the clock and have deadlines, but yeah, just grab 10 minutes here and there. You'll feel better for it, especially when the sun's out. Pick a nice spot. Luckily all the clay soil that I dig out of the cottage I can utilise around the back of the cottage sort of ramping it up against the wall, holding that membrane back. It's a little bit lower where we dug out, the ground settles, so this is perfect. So all the soil that comes out of there, I can just, you know, get rid of it across here, which is a big help. Nothing off site, so that's good. Even though it's quite a long trek all the way around, keeps me fit. Right, let's get back to it. Onto the timbers. So my next job is to square the ends off, take some measurements. And I'm going to do that with my circular saw. And yeah, we'll put one across the front, two down the sides, fix them down. And that way it will hold it all nice and tight together. So we're going to start off by just squaring off the ends. And it's also very important, on the right side of the light, is to inspect the timbers, any sort of defects, work out what way you want them faced. Obviously faced inwards on this occasion. Run your eye down the length of the timber as well. I know that the far end, there's a rough sawn, it's a little bit wiggly, so if you've got any excess, make sure you cut that off. So, okay, let's get these cut and in place. Okay, now that's the offcut. Now I've measured it. This one will be running that way. Now, because they're a little bit thicker, I'm able to come past a little bit more. And the lengths that he's gave me, I've cut the rough piece off. But this piece here, I've got absolutely, well, there's no tolerance whatsoever. It's absolutely spot on to that line. And all I've got to do is just cut that taper off. So another 5-10 mil, quarter of an inch, it would have been too short. So this was really close. Now originally I was going to cut the miters, but there just isn't any tolerance whatsoever, so I just couldn't do that. So yeah, I've just got to go for a straight, you know, square butt joint, which isn't a problem, but I've got to be very careful on how I cut this. Lift this, too bad. So I'm just getting my levels now. I've cut this one in. I had to do a few alterations because the stonework bellies out of the bottom, but not too much of an issue. We've got that in now, nice and level. That's nice and level, just working my way down the end here. And as mentioned, I haven't got much to play with. I've just got to square that edge off. That was the cut from the sawmill, so yeah, as tight as I can there, and then that will give me the return that way. It's quite a rustic piece of oak, but that's what I was after. It's taking quite some time because there's a lot of digging out, there's a lot of lifting, to and froing off camera, but basically we're 3/4 of the way there. So just one more cut across here. Oh, there you go. trim up. So that should now be the final cut. Just going to lift it into position. So there was only a couple of mil tolerance each way. I squared it up, but I think we've managed to pull it off. Let's just see. There you go. Woo! Well, that's close. Let's get the other one in. Now you're probably saying to yourself, oh, it don't matter if it isn't exactly square. Well, it doesn't really, but when it comes to laying your floor tiles down, obviously they're square. So if you get this right, when it comes to tiling, you haven't got all those little slivers and cuts, which don't look very nice. So yeah, this took a little bit longer, you know, to get it all squared up. But it's the main feature of the room, so it's well worth doing. Okay, let's get this one in. I won't lie, it's been a lot of bending and it's quite hard work. But there's much harder things to be doing, they tell me. I'm very privileged to be able to work on my property. And you've all made it possible. Now if you'd like to see something a little bit more sedate than this sort of work, you can always head on over to Sean's Universe. Now I've recently visited a fantastic chateau, 1,000 years worth of history, so if you haven't already, go over to Sean's Universe channel, subscribe, and you can watch that fantastic video. Yeah, it was a real treat. The timbers are now down. Took quite an effort, but we got there in the end. Sam's just called me in for dinner, so I'm going to call it a wrap for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.